You have all been chosen for the starring role as Santa Claus.
Damn it!
It's Christmas time.
What do you want? Well, what do you want? What are you doing?
When it came to holiday spirit,
Look who's here. It's Santa.
I'm on my lunch break, okay?
Willie's never had it.
It's not real.
Well, it was real. I got sick and all the hair fell out.
How'd you get sick?
I loved a woman that wasn't clean.
Mrs. Santa?
No, it was her sister.
Oh, no.
But he's gonna get it.
You're that kid.
Where's your sleigh?
It's in the shop.
Where's the reindeer?
I stable them.
Where's the stable?
Next to the shop.
How do they sleep?
Are you messing with me?
There's something about the guy that makes me uneasy. Maybe there's something I could fire him for.
A man is a sexual being.
Now, a hopeless kid
Wedgie.
and a Santa nobody liked are teaching each other a lesson.
Is that your underwear?
Part of it.
Where's the rest of it? Actually, I don't want to know.
On November 21st,
Put your dukes up. You gotta learn to stand up for yourself.
Oh, no.
Scream at it.
Ah!
See,
He is pathetic.
scream! Be loud!
You don't hit in the...
What's wrong with you? He's just a kid.
I told you I didn't want to do this, huh? Oh, good.
this holiday season, the naughtiest guy in town just might discover
He's a really sweet kid, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
how to be nice.
Good night, Santa. Good night, Mrs. Santa's sister.
Billy Bob Thornton,
So do you like kids?
What do you think? I'm some kind of pervert or something?
I just mean because you're Santa Claus.
Bernie Mac,
Get him out of here.
What do you mean, get him out of here? I'm a dwarf, so unless you got a forklift handy, maybe you should lend a hand, hmm?
Got some lip on you, midget.
Yeah? Well, these lips were on your wife last night.
Tony Cox, Bad Santa.
I beat up some kids today, but it's for a purpose. Made me feel good about myself.
You need many years of therapy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Late to the Party. Looks like half the crew is out because of animal injuries and babysitting shenanigans. So you're going to get the better half of our crew today for 2003's Bad Santa. Bad Santa's got a 7 out of 10 score on IMDb, a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 70% on Metacritic. It stars Billy Bob Thornton and his partner Tony Cox, and they reunite once a year to rip off miscellaneous malls and places with a Santa burglary ensemble. Directed by Terry Zwigoff, and the box office was $76.5 million. So, and this was a Miramax movie produced by John Cameron, Sarah Aubrey, and Bob Weinstein. So let's just dig right into it. This is the first time that I had seen this movie, and you too, right, Vargas?
Yeah, first time.
So, what were you thinking it was going to be going into it?
The moment that those opening credits rolled, and I saw, and this is kind of showing you my little biases. As soon as I saw the Coen brothers name come up, I kind of sat up, and I was like, all right, I got to pay attention to this one. Something's going on with this, because those dudes wouldn't just attach themselves to some crapola movie. And I feel like that kind of shifted a gear with me. You know, it's the power. It's kind of like name dropping, but it works because it worked on me. It made me kind of sit up and pay better attention and look at this movie maybe through a different lens. And I was like, holy crap, this is actually a really good movie. It's a really good, it's a fresh breath of, like, you know, you have all your Christmas classics, and this one definitely deserves to be in there for the more adult oriented crowd. Definitely a hell lot of fucks, and I don't know, man. I saw like a psychoanalysis of like the male ego, and it was a lot, man. There was a lot to unpack with it, and I wasn't expecting that. I don't know if it was a result. I don't know if I was just paying more attention because I saw the Coen brothers name, but there was a lot there, and I generally really enjoyed it. Definitely not one that you want to sit down and watch with the kids because it's not
for sure.
But it's one that you want to sit down with the homies and any other adults in the family and really just kind of take back. And it's a movie that you can't take too serious, and you have to really be open and willing to watch it, because it's gonna push a few buttons. But that's what I really like about it. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, the holidays are a great time for most people, but you know, it's also a pretty messed up time for for another part of the population, and I feel like this movie is kind of showing that dark, more like sinister and more messed up side of the holidays. A lot of smack talking, a lot of drunk, people, and just really bad individuals. Like it's hard to like bad people, but this movie found a way to make it happen.
Yeah, the holidays bring out the worst in people. Here's the thing. I think it brings out the worst in a lot of people, and then those that it doesn't bring the worst out of, you don't really notice anyways. It's kind of like you go to work and if you're dealing with the public, and you're dealing with 100 people in a day, and 99 of those people are awesome, and one person's a jerk. That one person is going to be the one that sticks with you for a while, especially if they're really bad. So, I think that you probably end up with 10 jerks, and it just takes a lot of your time. We're dealing with a lot of that right now. All of my hospitality scores at work are just in the dumpster, and I'm just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And it's just like, what can you do? A lot of those people are bringing that with them, and they're gonna have a bad day no matter where they go. So, you got to kind of deal with it. This is also the first time I saw this movie, and it was pretty consistent with what I expected. But the pleasant surprise to me was I didn't get his name, but the acting job from the little boy, like he's genuinely like super really nice and just like innocent, like purely innocent, and usually when you get somebody, and his acting job was just ridiculously good. Like he gave no sense, no smirk. Like his delivery was just deadpan, naive kid who's like, "Bye, Santa," and Santa steals out of the safe and takes off with the car, and it comes back, and it's he was just like solid, just like it took a kid like him to bring Billy Bob back to some sort of a moral compass, some sort of a ground. So, what are your thoughts with the character arc in this movie, Lego?
I liked it. I thought they did a good job. He's somewhat redeemed, but he's still a bad dude. He's still a bad Santa. It's kind of it's interesting, right? Because I feel like it, in some ways, it subverts like the typical Christmas tropes that we see like time and time again. But at the end, it still falls into that same feel-good ending that we've seen, 1,000 times. So it's interesting that it manages to both follow and subvert at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. And this is Billy Bob in his heyday, right? Like this is during this time. I think he's in 2003. So is he still with Angelina Jolie at this point?
I would think probably.
Something about Billy Bob, man. In 2003, Angelina Jolie was like the hottest woman on earth, and whatever he did to swoop her off her feet, that must have been something, it's I remember with my buddies I remember when Tomb Raider came out, and my buddies are all like, wow, how did Billy Bob get her? And they're like, probably the same way that Lyle Lovett got Julia Roberts back in the day, you know, just some charisma and, you know, walking and talking and swinging your thing the right way. Enough Angelina Jolie. Back to Bad Santa.
I was like, wait, what are we talking about again?
All right.
Well, you know, there's only 3 of us, so we gotta try to drag this on and get at least 15 minutes out of it. Any parts in the movie that you feel like could have been sacrificed? I felt like every piece was needed as I was watching. I didn't think there was any fat that needed to trim. What do you think, fellas?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty cohesive, pretty tight film all around. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, you could cut a joke here or there, you know, maybe make a scene play a little bit shorter or longer. But all in all, I mean, you could maybe trim out 3 minutes total of the film to, like, really, if you're really being, you know, harsh with that scalpel. I think it was all pretty tight, pretty concise film.
Half.
Yeah, there was a lot of little moments where it was kind of like, is this guy a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is he a piece of shit with a good heart? Like, what is he? And it was tough because you were asking about like his character arc, but I'm like, was there even really a character arc, or was he just the same person from beginning to end? I feel like he started at a really low point and he just kind of stayed there. I didn't really see him really rise up to the occasion. I think the moment where the kid says, oh, Santa didn't bring me any gifts the last couple of years because I'm a real piece of shit loser, and he yells, and I was like, God damn, kid, stop fucking talking about yourself like that. Why do you talk about yourself like that? I was like, that was like the little, like, oh damn, like you can kind of see he's like he feels for the kid, you know, he doesn't want him to be beating himself up, and but then he turns around and continues to just act the way he acts. It was tough, man. Like it was tough to really like. I don't know. It was hard. Like, is he a good guy or not? I don't know. Did you guys think he was a good guy, or what was it like?
You know, I don't think he was a good guy. I just think that he liked the kid, so he would be bad for the kid too, or not bad for the kid as in like bad to the kid, but do his best for the kid still in a criminal way. So it was like, you know, like he's still a piece of crap criminal, but then he's got like an adopted son now, so he does good things for that kid, or he does what he knows to survive to benefit the kid. But he's still a piece of crap. Like I don't see any real redemption coming for them, other than maybe, you know, his heart grew a little bit like the Grinch, and he got the ability to love like this one kid.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. But it's like it's his own. But it's tough because I feel like him still being a criminal and doing all those things, like they benefited him, and it just so happened to also benefit the kid. But I don't think he was ever aiming to actually, you know, like watch out for the kid. I don't know. It was weird. Like I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but that's what I'm saying. There was a lot to unpack there. That whole relationship, that dynamic, but just him as an individual too. I couldn't help. I'm like, man, this guy's a train wreck. Like I can't look away. Like what's he gonna do next? It's like,
Pissing himself.
You know, yeah. It's like, oh, you're not gonna crap right for a week. It's like, oh my god, dude! Like that's the way this guy is.
Then he rolls up onto her on the street, and says, "Hey, I'm not gonna crap right for a week." Oh man. No, yeah. Did you watch Bad Santa 2 yet, Lego?
No, I haven't watched Bad Santa 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but it seems like there's a lane to it now.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't mind checking it out. I'm sure it's probably halfway decent flick, but they kind of nailed it with this one, I think. You know, and whoa. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm more for leaving it alone, leaving film alone. If you nail it the first time, just kind of stick with it.
He stuck the landing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you already did the flip, bro? Are you gonna do a double flip now, or like, how you gonna top that? So, you usually can't.
Yeah, the thing is, I kind of went ahead and I was talking to a couple people, telling them that this was our movie for the week, and they brought up the sequel, and I hate to burst anybody's balloon, but they did tell me that it wasn't the same. They said the second one just felt like they weren't going for anything. They were just trying to be raunchy as hell. That's all it was. They said it was just wild, but it wasn't like, it didn't have a lot of the same like the style of humor that the first one had.
Okay.
So I think that's big. I think that would probably ruin it for me. But we'll see. I mean, I still kind of want to watch it just to make up my own opinion of it. But I feel like this first one was definitely solid. I feel like more more adults should watch it. But it's just crazy, dude. Like, this dude's a loser, yet he gets some like every other day. It's
right.
like, what is it? And it's like you said, Nate, it's like, it's just that charisma, I guess, or maybe just the women have the bar really on the floor, that this guy just happens to be the oh man. But it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it. I feel like this is going to be added to the Christmas must-watch list for the adults.
I think it's like, we talk about girls and they say they want a nice guy, but they never go for nice guys. They always go for like an asshole, and they try to change him into a nice guy. And maybe guys like him in this movie are really low-hanging fruit, So I don't know. So let's see. I reckon we can roll into the buckets. What do you think, Lego?
It's kind of hard, man. It's like I didn't find anything too objectionable with this movie. I mean, obviously there were some depictions of certain minority groups that may not be kosher in this day and age, but I didn't find them.
That's true.
All that, we didn't really touch on that, but I think it kind of goes without saying that a lot of that acting would there'd be some criticism of that today. But could it be made today? Maybe not. It's hard. Everybody did a good job performing. It's a comedy. It's pretty funny. It's raunchy. It does what it's supposed to, I think. I'd say 9 out of 10. Doesn't really have much legacy, I don't think. But it's very funny. It's well shot, well acted. And I think there is still some carryover from it. It's not completely forgotten. So I'd say it's a solid 9.
Right on. What are your thoughts, Jose? How many buckets?
Yeah, I'm kind of there with Lego too, but it's really hard to think of a good comedy from back in the day that would be able to be, that people would allow it to be made today. I mean, you look at The Water Boy. I absolutely like that. I love that movie. It still makes me crack up to this day, but you try to make it today, a certain group's going to say that you're making fun of another group or this or that. So, and I mean, you know what I mean? That's just one example, but I can see though where Lego's coming from, and it's funny that we didn't even touch on that. Maybe who knows why? That's saying something about us. But I think it's I'm right there with Lego. It doesn't have a strong legacy. Already kind of being told by a couple people, that the sequel isn't that great. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. I think it was a solid movie. I think everybody did a great job in their roles. I think there's a lot to unpack, but it doesn't have the long-standing legacy, and it was kind of one of these that if it hadn't landed on the wheel, I still would have gone a few more years without watching it, possibly. So there's that. Not a lot of people are talking about it, so that is one of our criteria. So I'm gonna give it a good 8 out of 10.
Right on. I'm thinking, I agree with you guys as far as what you're saying about it, but I don't. When I close my eyes and think about the legacy that we have, we've done. I think this is movie 74 or something like that. and I can't put this score ahead of other movies that I liked more. So I don't dislike it. I think it's okay. I give it a 7. It's I didn't hate it, but I don't necessarily know that I'm going to remember anything specifically with the amount of media that I'm taking in. I might remember a chubby curly head kid with the runny nose, and that it was raunchy and F me Santa and all that stuff. But aside from that, I don't know how how much legs this movie's going to have as far as a legacy or influence on other things. I haven't seen any influence. I know that people refer to it, but I don't see influences like in other movies or any kind of carryover. So I'll give it a 7. I was entertained with it. I don't want to be too hard on it. It seems like I've been growing into the harshest critic we have on the channel. So I don't know if that says a lot about me or about everybody else on the channel. But, it is what it is.
When you describe this movie,
yeah. No, go ahead, Jose. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say when you do describe this movie, you gotta say it's the one with the Santa where he pisses himself at the beginning of the movie. And they rob a store to a freaking Disney song, which I didn't think. Did anybody else catch that?
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Dang. So, there's like I said, it has its moments, but long lasting, I don't think so.
No. What were we gonna say, Lego?
Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of hard too because it's a very specific kind of movie. Like we've reviewed all sorts of movies, action adventure, other comedies, all this and that, but this is like a very niche movie. It's like it's a Christmas movie and it's a comedy and it's an adult comedy and it's like raunchy. It's like very narrow, like band. So it's like obviously we've reviewed movies that are better in certain ways, but this one, it as far as like nailing like the lane that it's in, it knocked it out of the park. So it's really hard to like judge it like against obviously it's
Indiana
not
Jones.
Indiana Jones. Like it's not Spielberg, so like what do we like it's hard to for what it is and where it was trying to go. I think it achieved it. So it's hard when you put on the critic hat to pick how you want to view it, but I think that was worth mentioning at least.
No, for sure, that makes a lot of sense, and I think you do a good job with that as a reviewer. At least maybe not in the scores, but in your reference for the movie when you explain them, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, my scores are nothing but perfect 10s. And that's me rating my scores. That's not the scores themselves.
Thanks for watching Late to the Party. We'll catch you next week with another Christmas movie as we're going into the holidays. And then we're also going to be having our fun time video with the white elephant and some sort of wacky activity that we do during the holidays. So stay tuned and thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button or to like the smash button. Either one. We'll see you next time.